I didn't catch my wife cheating by accident. I caught her because she made one small mistake. A mistake that led me to discover she was sleeping with my best friend. And instead of confronting them, I decided to let them destroy each other first. My name's Daniel. I was married for 6 years to a woman I thought was perfect. Alyssa. We had everything. Stable jobs, a house, plans for kids. And my best friend Marcus, he was basically family. He stood beside me at my wedding. He helped us move into our first home. I trusted him with everything. Which is why what happened next didn't just hurt. It changed me. It started small. Alyssa began guarding her phone. At first, I ignored it. I told myself I was overthinking. But then came the late nights, the quiet smiles at her screen, the way she'd turn it away when I walked into the room. You know that feeling, when something's wrong, but you don't want to be the one to say it out loud. Yeah, that feeling stayed with me. One night, she fell asleep beside me, her phone still in her hand, unlocked. I stared at it for a long time. I knew that if I picked it up, there was no going back, but I did. And everything changed. Marcus. His name was right there at the top of her messages. I opened the conversation, and I wish I hadn't. I miss you already. Last night was perfect. I wish he knew. I stopped breathing. It felt like my chest collapsed in on itself. But I didn't wake her up. I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I just put the phone down and laid there in silence, staring at the ceiling, trying to understand how my entire life just fell apart in a few seconds. The next morning, I acted normal, and that was the hardest part. Smiling, talking, pretending like I didn't know. But inside, something had already shifted. I wasn't thinking like a husband anymore. I was thinking like someone who had just been betrayed by the two people he trusted most. Instead of confronting them, I started paying attention, watching, listening, learning. And it didn't take long to figure out their routine. Every Thursday, same time, same place, a hotel about 20 minutes from our house. They weren't even trying to hide it. That's when I made my decision. I wasn't going to explode. I was going to plan. Because here's the thing they didn't realize. Marcus wasn't just my best friend. He was my business partner. We owned a company together. And Alyssa, she depended on me financially. So I started seeing things differently. This wasn't just betrayal. This was leverage. I began quietly making changes. Nothing obvious, nothing dramatic, just small, careful moves. I restricted Marcus's access to our business accounts, shifted control where I needed it, made sure everything was legally protected on my end. Then I started gathering evidence. Every message, every screenshot, every detail. I documented everything, not because I wanted revenge right away, but because I wanted control. And then I waited, because timing matters more than anything. 3 weeks later, our anniversary came up. 6 years, so I told Alyssa I had something planned. A surprise. I made a dinner reservation, somewhere nice, and I told her to invite Marcus. She didn't hesitate. That told me everything I needed to know. That night, we sat at the table like everything was normal, laughing, talking, sharing drinks. They looked comfortable. Too comfortable. Like they had already gotten away with it. Dinner went on like that for a while. Small talk, fake smiles, empty conversations. And then dessert arrived. That's when I reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone, and slid it across the table, right in front of them. The screen was already on. Messages open. Every word, every lie, every secret. Right there. The silence that followed was deafening. Marcus looked at me first, like he was trying to figure out how much I knew. Alyssa didn't even touch the phone. She just stared at it, frozen. He tried to speak, started saying something about it not being what it looked like. I cut him off, calmly. I told him he was out of the business, effective immediately. No argument, no negotiation. It was already done. Then Alyssa started crying, apologizing, that it was a mistake, that she still loved me. But the truth was, it meant everything. And for the first time since I found out, I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel anything at all. Just clarity. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Marcus lost the company. Alyssa lost the life we built together. And me? I didn't win. Not really. There's no winning in something like this. But I walked away with something better. Control. Peace. And the understanding that sometimes the best revenge isn't yelling, isn't fighting. It's letting people destroy themselves while you watch.